Hey, Speak Easy podcast listeners, how are you doing? It's Alcee Spells here, your voice manager, and I unmute the voice of women who are ready to speak up about what has kept her silent for way too long. This Power of Why series has been like no other. You guys know I love bringing you series when it comes to the Speak Easy podcast because listen, it's all about talking about some things, getting it in your head, but also it's about taking action. So I want you to make sure that you take action on this episode and the others. Be sure to join the conversation, bit.ly/World Voice Community. With that being said, you're going to get some nuggets in this one and some tidbits that you're definitely going to want to write down. So make sure you have your notebook, your pen, your index cards, because you know that's me all day. Make sure you have something to jot a few things down. Now, with that being said, I'm excited about our guest for today. Hello, Pam.
Hello, it is so good to be here with you.
I am excited to have you on because so sidebar, when I saw soar-method, I said, okay, so I have to go look this up because I love when you give people like a simple way to do things. So we're going to talk about that in today's episode. I know some of you Speak Easy podcast listeners are like, wait, soar-method, what's that? I told you, get your notebook, get your pen. We'll talk about it. So Pam, introduce yourself to the studio audience and then we'll dive into today's topic.
Well, I am a business coach, first life coach, photographer, life coach, business coach. So we all evolve, right? And I evolved from my why was really financial freedom for myself. And as I started reaching out and working with other women, it was like, that's what I want for them. They all wanted that financial freedom. I started out as a life coach, and really all my talents really was the avenue to help them reach their goals and their dreams. And so it really moved me into supporting other women to really go after their financial freedom in life.
I love that because when we think about the power of why, let's be honest, guys, finances and freedom are necessary.
Absolutely.
It's absolutely, yes. It is necessary. And so with that being said, and us, delving into this whole power of why, we look at, let's just be honest, overwhelm. And that feeling of being overwhelmed, that feeling of looking at your tasks for this month, this year, looking at what didn't happen, like it can become very burdensome. And so talk a little bit about that because sometimes we have to really tap into the power of our why in order to kind of maneuver through that.
Right. Overwhelm a lot of times comes from overcomplicating. And so if we can set those simple systems in place that are repeatable, that gets us out of the overwhelm. And even setting 30-minute time slots where I'm going to actually take action on this simple system that I have set up. And that you'll see progress over time. And that's what being an online entrepreneur, it isn't an overnight process, but it doesn't have to be overcomplicated either.
I love that because when we get into, and Speak Easy podcast listeners, a lot of you are either in that first 5 years or you're transitioning into that 5 to 10 year period. And so, yeah, when you come in, you get everything thrown at you and it's shiny object syndrome for sure. So it's very hard to kind of pick what you need and what you don't need. And so we end up taking on a lot of stuff that we don't even use.
Yes, a question to ask is, will this move me forward? Two questions. Have I already got this? Because so many times on my journey, I have taken courses over and over again And it's a repeat of the same thing. So it's really to stop and ask, do I already have this? And is it something that I need right now that will move me forward?
That's significant. Now, take us into a little bit of what the SOAR method looks like.
So of course, I've already mentioned the S is that simplify your systems. Don't overcomplicate things. Don't get so many programs that you get into the overwhelm. So simplifying your systems and then having that clear offer. What is it how can you serve others? And be really clear about it that, I can help you with these 3 things to get you here, so get your offer clear. And then again, it's intentional, being intentional. What do I need? How are the steps to get there? Intentional marketing. You don't have to be all over the place. Narrow that down. What's one thing that I can do consistently? That's being intentional. And then you reach more people that way. When you concentrate on one thing, one platform, one offer, you get that solid, you get comfortable, you get confident. And then when you're consistent, more people see you and you get more results that lead to more people. So that's the SOAR method, is really simplifying your systems, optimizing your offer, and aligning intentionally your marketing, and then you will reach more people and get more results.
Ooh, I love that. I love how you broke that down, because we always talk about those who are coming into the industry, no matter what industry it may be, it's always, I want the results. I want the results, and it's my results and I want them now, but it doesn't happen that way. And a lot of people get really frustrated when it doesn't happen. They get really turned off, and that overwhelm shows up when it doesn't happen. So what's one way that you would tell them, that somebody who may be listening in, who's feeling that overwhelm right now, they're saying, I've been doing this for 3 years, I've been doing this for 5 years, and I still don't see it. What would you tell them to kind of steer them back into, okay, now we start back at step number 1?
Okay, so take a breath first thing. And what is working? What is working? What isn't working? What have you been doing over and over again that's just not working? Because sometimes we hear something from someone else that isn't aligned with how we work. And so there's lots of formulas and lots of systems, and that's that shiny object syndrome, that sometimes we step into something and then we don't follow through, or we keep following through when it's not working. And so we need to take those formulas, look at what's working, and make our own formula, and honor who we are, so that we work at our best.
That was significant. Speak Easy podcast listeners, I hope you heard that one. Honor who you are. Coming in, a lot of times we downplay the experience and level of expertise that we have. And so we'll go and think that we need all of these things because we don't see the value in what it is we already have. So I absolutely love you saying that, because it makes us go and put the mirror in front of ourselves and say, no, what is it that you really have in your hands? What do you have to offer? Tap into those things. And then if you need something extra, then you go outside and get it.
Yes.
That part.
And navigate with love, because almost every woman that I work with, they are more, they know more, and they can do more than they give themselves credit for. And we get in our own way. So just really take ownership and just rub in the things that you're good at and put it out there, because you have something that's needed. If I could leave everyone with one thing, is just to know that what you have inside of you to release it because it's needed. Someone needs exactly the way you teach it, the way you present it, the way you've learned it. You've gone through something and you've learned it. That experience is what's needed. So get out there.
That's right. Get out there. Now, I've been asking all of the ladies that have come on for this series, how has the power of why impacted your business?
Well, why I do online business is because of my location. And location in a brick and mortar business is important too. And I had that for a lot of years. But when I switched to being coaching and business coaching, in the area there that I live in, I needed to reach more people. And so online was the location. And that proved to me that you can make a bigger impact because you can reach everywhere now, that the internet and technology does not have to be scary. Again, keep those systems simplified. Don't be afraid of it, because when you step into that, you can reach so many people and grow your reach, grow your income, but also grow that impact, because every person that you help along the way, they're going to go out and they're going to reach more people. And then it's just that when the tide rises, we all rise, and that wave just reaches out online. And so again, that is my why, is to really reach more people so we can all make a difference in this world.
And, we've seen, even in the past, we've seen you go further together. And so when you see that collaborative space, when you see the opportunity for you to network, and I will say this, because I've been very big on leading with service. And sometimes you show up and you serve, and that's the way that you're able to support. Because some people think, well, I don't always have the money to invest in something. I don't always have the money to, be somewhere or go to a certain place. But sometimes it's not even the money. Sometimes it's the information that you already have. And when you show up with a heart of service, your name is in the room. You are in the room. And if you're serving at a high capacity, then guess what? People are going to know who you are and want to know, be connected to you. They're going to want to know more about you. All of those things come into play. But it starts with that first action of you getting in there and, just leading with the service and leading with what it is you already have in your hand.
Yeah. And it takes that icky sticky out of sales.
Oh my goodness.
When you're serving, when you go in with anything that you do with the heart of serving, and then if it's a good fit, everything else just falls into place.
Yeah.
It just does. That's how our energy, our vibration, it works. That law of attraction works, when we're putting out that high vibration of serving, that all comes back to us.
I love it. Oh my goodness. This has been an amazing episode. Speakeasy Podcast listeners, I hope you were taking notes. Even if you had to pause it and write something down and start it all over again, or go back and re-listen to this episode, I want you definitely to move forward. Collaboration, impact, networking. These are some of the powerful words. Simplify that you heard in this episode, and they are really valuable to you being a success in your business. So with that being said, Pam, let the Speakeasy Podcast listeners know where they can get more information from you, and then also where they can find you at online.
Well, you can pamkarlan.com with a K, Karlen. I'm not related to the comedian, and you can find me there. But on Facebook, an easy way to find me is just search for Pam Karlan. I'll be on there, and on my profile, there is a link. I do have a free group that's called Wildfire Entrepreneurs, where I just support women in pursuing and promoting their online business.
That's it, guys. So definitely you want to reach out. One of the things that I always tell people is we do something in the beginning of the year. We do a purge, and they have a workbook that they go through. They purge everything because we get a lot. We do. And we hold on. We become hoarders sometimes and hold on to a lot of things. But I think right now is the perfect time for you to make space for where you're trying to go. And so making connections like with Pam or some of the other amazing ladies that you're hearing in this Power of Why series is your opportunity for you to go and clear some things out and make space for where it is that you are trying to go in your life and in business. With that being said, I appreciate you guys, because guess what? Without the Speak Easy podcast listeners, there is no Speak Easy podcast show. And we want you to make sure that you're telling us how this episode resonated with you. Come join the conversation at bit.ly/World Voice Community. Join the free Facebook group or leave us a review on one of the favorite podcasting platforms and let us know how this episode resonated with you. With that being said, Altavis Pelzer here, your voice manager. And until next time, don't forget to press it out. See you guys.